Welcome to another episode of Unstoppable with Ralph Graves, and I am your host, Ralph Graves Jr. Thank you so much for being part of this program. Thank you for taking the time out to listen, to watch, whatever platform you're hearing this or viewing this on. I want to thank you. I say every episode, I realize you could be listening to or watching anyone else in the world, but the fact that you tuned into me and tuned into the content here, I'm humbled and I'm flattered. Well, today on the show, I'm trying to bring you guys some unstoppable people. Well, I met a young lady not long ago, and she is truly unstoppable. She is the founder and CEO of August Jones Essentials, and we're going to talk about that. But let me bring her on right now. Dominique Fowler, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, or welcome to the Unstoppable. You know, it's funny, I just changed the name. It was the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, but just last week we changed it to the Unstoppable Podcast with Ralph Graves Jr. Since the name of my book is Unstoppable, my people smarter than me thought it best that I changed. But anyway, welcome.
Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking.
So let me introduce you to the audience, and I just, matter of fact, I want you to introduce yourself to the audience and just tell them who you are and what it is you do. Then we're going to dive into your story a little bit. Go ahead, Dominique. Tell the audience what's up.
Okay. All right. So, of course, my name is Dominique Fowler, and I am a mother of one. I work as actually a mortgage loan advisor. So, I work with mortgages. And just, earlier this year, I started August Jones Essentials. So my first time, going out and being an entrepreneur. And ever since then, I've been distributing wellness shots, which are immune boosters, all throughout South Jersey. And even further, Maryland, Pennsylvania, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Wellness shots. So tell us about the wellness shots. I thought this was a very interesting, I thought it was a wonderful concept. And I am going to ask you how you came up with it, but just describe a wellness shot to the listeners.
Absolutely. Okay. So a wellness shot is a bunch of superfoods, all packaged into one jar, and you take a shot of that jar every day. So the idea behind it was that a lot of people, will drink shots, right?
Right. Yeah.
Things that aren't so tasty like alcohol. And so my idea was that if you can do that, you can take a shot of something that may not taste like ice cream, but that makes you feel good,
Sure.
And that keeps your immune system really, where it needs to be, especially at times like this in a pandemic. So,
sure. So they're healthy shots. They're not,
no alcohol.
No alcohol.
No alcohol, healthy, all superfoods.
Well, that's great. So you talked about your mortgage, you work for a mortgage company. How did you come up with August Jones Essentials? How did you come up with this idea? When did it happen? How did it start? You seem like you have that solopreneur, entrepreneur spirit. Was this the first thing you thought of? And how did we come to this?
So funny. So no, it's not the first thing I thought of. So I am a mortgage loan advisor. I went to school for broadcast journalism, so it had nothing to do with mortgages. I just fell into doing mortgages, and not that I don't love it, but I always wanted to be my own boss. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So it is something I've been working on for a while. And with that being said, I was working on a candle business, which is the reason why my logo has a candle in it, as you'll see.
I noticed that. Okay.
Yes, it has a candle in it because I was working on a candle business. I was working really hard, and I was having trouble finding purpose in the product. And so I didn't want to just throw it out there. Like I had business mentors that are like, you just got to get out there, just get it done, get them out there. And I'm like, they're not perfect. Like, I feel like they're not doing anything. And I was really trying hard to find purpose in the product.
Yeah.
All right. And then the pandemic hit, right? COVID came out of nowhere, blindsided a lot of us, blindsided me for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm working from home, and my boyfriend is going to work every day and coming home, and we have a small child, right. And no one knows what this disease can do to you. And I'm just nervous, and we're taking like emergency and,
Yeah.
you know, different types of vitamins, and we're still busy. You know, we both work full time. We have a 2-year-old, so we're super busy.
Sure.
And so I'm like, you know what? I don't know what these vitamins are doing. I've always been very holistic that way, where it's like I'd rather just eat my vegetables and fruits and things like that. I don't want to really like, you know, drink orange juice instead of eating the orange type of thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm just going to make us wellness shots, more or less. Like, I'm just going to make us wellness shots. I don't know where, like, that was my initial thought. I don't know where like it came from, but I was like, I'm going to make us wellness shots. I'm going to mix up some turmeric and ginger and cayenne pepper and lemon and honey, and we're going to drink it every morning. And we started doing that, and I posted about it on my social media just as a young millennial does, you know?
Right.
And, you know, and people were like, can I have some? Can I buy some off of you? And I said, you know what? This is a good way for me to give back. I'll give them out to you. I'll give them out to people, you know?
Just giving them away.
I'll just give them out. Like, I just come for you guys.
Right.
And, you know, like about 12 people contacted me for them that, you know, initial week that I started doing that. And then it became, I always say it went from 12 to 30 to 80 to hundreds at this point every week. And wow. So, you know, so it just grew really big. And of course I couldn't give them out but for so long. So yes. I put a price on them eventually, and people love them, and people support, and they love them. They've helped a lot of people.
Yeah. And it's keeping everyone healthy, keeping everybody safe.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Yeah. So during this process, and because this show's about being unstoppable, I know that that you might have had some ups and downs and some bumps along the way in doing this. And you said that, you know, it was the candle thing first. And I like to say, I'm glad you're not selling candles.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My house was full of candles. I would need a vitamin shot much more than I need a candle at this point.
Yes, I think we all do right now. We all
do. Yeah.
Yes.
So, you know, talk about some bumps or some. Do you have any setbacks along the way while you were trying to put it together?
Yes, so plenty of setbacks. I think that first and foremost, I remember when I first started this, and I have a cousin who is an entrepreneur and in many different ways, like real estate and just accountant, and he's like an entrepreneur. And he contacted me initially, and he said, is it still fun for you? And this was only after like the 3rd or 4th week, and I'm like, what's not fun about it? This is great. This is the best thing I've ever done. You know, it's so much fun. I get to, you know, help people, you know. And he was like, okay, you know, we'll just keep that same energy, like, you know, because it won't always be fun, but just, you know, remember why you're doing it, and remember why it makes you happy. And it was I always go back to that, because there's definitely been those Sundays where I wake up and I'm like, I'd rather watch football today than go out and distribute shots, you know?
Sure.
Or like, I'd rather just hang out with my family. And, you know, there's plenty of things I'd rather do on a Sunday. I'd rather go to church. I'd rather spend my Sundays meal prepping or just doing, you know, something.
Yeah, sure.
But it's like, no, you have to be making shots. You have to be distributing those shots. You have to be giving those to the people. And making sure, you know, you're providing that service and fulfilling that purpose that fell into my lap, you know, that God gave me, you know? So it's like, I feel that great responsibility. And so I think that that's been the biggest obstacle to overcome, is just overcoming not feeling like it or being selfish sometimes.
Sure.
In a sense where it's like, I, you know, still am a mom, and I'm still a girlfriend and a sister and a daughter, and I want to fulfill all of those needs, but I still have a purpose to fulfill, which is, you know, wellness shots. Like, people contact me like, oh, I haven't had my wellness shots in weeks and I'm not feeling good. And, you know, I have to be there and meet that expectation and responsibility. And it's a lot, because I also have my own, you know, responsibilities. And so I think that that's been the biggest obstacle for me, is just really feeling like the weight of the world is on my shoulders sometimes.
Yeah. And that's where that passion, and your cousin asked you about having fun. We may not have fun all the time, but it's the passion that keeps us going. Mm-hmm. You know, I was watching Steve Jobs in his interview, and he was talking about having passion. He said, passion is what we need. That's the fuel that keeps us going on those days when you don't feel like going anymore. It may not be fun. No, it's not fun delivering shots in the rain and the cold and dealing with people sometimes, but you're passionate about your product. I can tell it in your voice. I can tell it in our conversation that you're passionate about what you do, and just let that fuel you. Let that keep you moving forward. And you're definitely doing something you believe in. Listen, we all believe in it. We definitely believe in the holistic way of healing. I don't know about you, and as of the recording of this episode, there has not been a vaccine for COVID, and I'm telling you and the world, I don't know if I'm taking it. Matter of fact, as of today, the answer is no.
Yes, I agree with that.
I'm not. I don't tell you, I'm not doing it. So, yeah. But Dominique, what are you learning now? You're young, a young millennial, like I said, you got a lot of hats on in this business and in what you're doing. What are some of the lessons that you're learning about yourself, about people, about your product? What are you learning? Because we're always growing. What are you learning now?
I'm learning. Well, it's humbling. It's a very humbling thing to do.
Sure.
To have that, like I was saying, like that responsibility. It's probably like other than having a child to care for, a life to make sure to protect.
Sure.
It's maybe the biggest responsibility I've ever had. Is being the CEO of a business. And so. Sure. Everything falls on my back, regardless of what help I have, everything falls on me. And so I think that has been something I'm really learning about myself as far as it. I'm a lot stronger. I'm able to do more than I ever thought I could,
Yeah.
I'm able to get the job done. And I think, it makes me really proud of myself. Like I would say that, like I think about it, like you say, like, what is a wartime general?
You're a wartime general. I'll explain that in a minute, everybody. But
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to,
No, go ahead. Sure.
I always say, I feel so proud of myself that I was able to turn tragedy into triumph, because it's just like, it was such a weird time, and it was such, we all just didn't know. And I feel like, I don't know, I had so many like family members who are essential workers, and it just made me feel like I could actually just serve purpose. And I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned about myself, is that I'm able to do that. I can do it. I can get out there. I can, like I may have not had that confidence before, but this definitely has given me that.
Sure. And what a wartime general is, and you definitely are one, it's someone who doesn't let a good crisis go to waste. You found an opportunity in the midst of a crisis. You could have folded up, you could have turned tail, but not only did you find an opportunity to bless your own finances, bless your own household, you found an opportunity to serve other people. One of my mentors told me, he said, the quickest way to financial security is serving other people. And you provide a service, you saw a need, and that's what wartime generals do. When it all hits the fan, they do better. They do better when there's a need, And so that's why I called you a wartime general, and that's what you are. And hopefully my listeners really get that and understand that we're inside of every crisis there is an opportunity, and you saw that opportunity. So tell me about what is your most famous concoction, shot, I should call it. Most popular shot.
The most popular one. So they're all popular for different reasons, but the most popular one is definitely the turmeric ginger. It's the initial one, the first one that I started with. Mm-hmm. And it's just the most powerful one. Like I was saying, is turmeric ginger, cayenne pepper, lemon, and honey. Okay. And it is just powerful. It just does everything. It gives you energy, which we all want. Like I've had people contact me, and this is the best part about it, is like the reviews, when people contact me, like, I work overnight and I used to drink 3 Red Bulls, and now I just take a shot, and I have so much energy, and it's saving me money, and it's healthier. And I'm like, wow, like, like that's a blessing. That's a blessing to hear things like that. Like, and, or I stopped drinking coffee and now I take my shots.
Well, wait a minute.
Yes.
I'm a coffee drinker.
Yes, but it does it.
I don't think that there is a shot out there that will make me or have me stop drinking coffee.
All
So,
right. I'm up for the challenge. I am up for the challenge because
all
you
right. Well, what shot do you recommend for me? Coffee
definitely
drinker.
the turmeric ginger. You have to get the turmeric ginger. I'm telling you, you'll be taking it for 3 days, and you'll text me, Dominique. I clean my whole house out of nowhere, like
Right, right, right.
all the time. Like,
Sure, sure. Now, what other type shots you have, and what are they for? Immune boosters. What else? What else you got going on?
yeah, of
What's
course.
on What's on the menu? I should say.
Of course, I have three of them. So I have three types, and I'm working on my fourth right now.
Okay.
But the second one I made was apple cider vinegar shot. So that was as honestly was to pay homage to my late grandmother. She just passed away in May, and
Okay. Okay.
she always used to. That was her thing, apple cider vinegar. She would always, you drinking your apple cider vinegar? And I would always say, no, it's nasty. Like, I can't drink it.
Right.
And so I made it palatable. And
Okay.
so the apple cider vinegar shot, it tastes like apple pie, but
Really?
yes. So
Okay.
it tastes like apple pie. Anyone would tell you it tastes like apple pie, but it's all natural, healthy superfoods. It's apple cider vinegar, it's oranges, it's cinnamon, carrot,
Wow. Wow. Okay.
and honey. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So it's good. It tastes good. And so that's the best thing about that. But of course, apple cider vinegar, it levels your blood sugars. It's an anti-diabetic
Right.
shot in general. So
Okay.
I think that's good. And that's real big in our community. And
Yeah.
yeah. So, and then we have a wheatgrass one. The wheatgrass one is the newest one. I just feel like I had to do a green one. I think anytime you're doing something healthy, you need a green one.
Yeah. You need a green one.
And so that one is wheatgrass, and that one makes wheatgrass palatable too, because wheatgrass tastes like grass. It tastes like the grass that you cut, like when you smell that, that's what it tastes like. And so it's wheatgrass and green tea and pineapple and cranberry juice, coconut, and green tea.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and that one, it is good for brain functionality. So
Okay.
especially someone like me, I'm super my brain is always all over the place. I'm very scattered brain.
Yeah.
I say all the time. Just I have a lot going on, and it clears your mind. And
Okay.
so that's the best thing about that one.
Very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so how do we find you?
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram is August Jones Essentials. On Facebook is August Jones Essentials as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a website as well that anyone could always contact me at. Let me actually make sure I have it right, because I don't want to say anything. Don't want to give you guys the wrong website.
Okay. Now listen, you said you did candles or about to do candles. I was only kidding. If you feel the need to do candles, by all means do candles too.
I will. You know what? I did end up finding that purpose in those candles.
Yeah.
But I get been so busy with shots that it's been a blessing. I've been so busy with shots that I haven't gotten to them, but I may, do them as like a one-time special edition just to get those, just to finish what I started.
Sure.
But August dash Jones dash essentials .myshopify.com is the website, and you can purchase them on my website.
Okay. Say that website one more time for the listeners.
Yes, of course. So it's august-jones-essentials.myshopify.com.
Very good. Very good. And so you can ship anywhere in the country, because I have a global audience. Can you ship anywhere in the world? I have people listen from all over the place.
Woo, the world. Okay, so no. So good question. We are working on it. We can ship on the East Coast. So we can ship on the East Coast. We're testing the West Coast. So we'll get there sooner than later.
Okay.
But right now it's the East Coast that we can ship on.
Well, we're going to say it with our mouths. We're going to believe it that this is going to go global. You'll be shipping worldwide eventually. I believe that. I believe in this product like that. Any final words of encouragement for those who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, just getting started? What would you say to them? I'm just getting started. I don't know. I have something going on, but I'm a little discouraged. What would you say to me?
My biggest thing always, find purpose in your product. Find purpose in your product. When you find purpose in your product, it'll take you everywhere you need to go. It'll give you that passion. Like, you're not going to stop. Like, I can't stop making wellness shots because I know that they're helping people's immune systems, and I want people to be healthy. Yeah. And so if you find purpose in your product, it'll carry you through.
Yeah. Very good. Purpose in your product. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got what I got from this. She really blessed me today. You really blessed us. Thank you for being part of the Unstoppable program, Ralph Graves Jr. Thank you for providing such a wonderful product, keeping all of us healthy. I'll be sure to get mine, and I'll be waiting on getting a candle too sooner or later. We'll get that done too. But we wish you well. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of the Ralph Graves Jr. podcast. And I'll talk to you guys again real soon. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.